Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into a book that I think you'll find super interesting.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's called Day Trading Attention by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, Gary V. I feel like he's everywhere these days.
He is, but he's also been killing it in the business and marketing world for a long time.
That's true. I mean, he was behind Wine Library TV, built VaynerMedia, and invested early in companies like Uber and Venmo.
And Coinbase. The guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to trends and attention.
All right, so what's this book all about? I'm intrigued.
Well, it's all about winning in the modern advertising game, but it's not what you might think.
Ew. How so?
Vaynerchuk approaches marketing like a day trader, constantly on the lookout for underpriced opportunities.
Interesting analogy. So what's he saying is underpriced in the marketing world?
Attention. He argues that attention is the most valuable commodity these days, and that traditional advertising, like those expensive TV commercials, are often way overpriced.
I can definitely see that. I mean, how many times have you actually sat through a whole commercial break without picking up your phone or doing something else?
Honestly, rarely.
Uh-huh.
I'm way more likely to watch a funny TikTok or scroll through Instagram.
Exactly. So where does Vaynerchuk say this underpriced attention is hiding?
Social media, of course. He thinks platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and even LinkedIn are where the real action is.
Makes sense. But there's a ton of content on those platforms. How do you stand out?
That's where it gets interesting. These platforms are driven by what's called the interest graph.
Interest graph. What's that?
It's basically an algorithm that tracks what you actually engage with online, not just who you follow.
So it's like the algorithm is learning what you're actually interested in, not just who you're friends with or who you think you should be interested in.
Exactly. And that's a game changer for marketers. It means your content has the potential to reach people who are actually interested in what you have to say, regardless of whether they follow you or not.
It's like your content is being served up to your ideal customer on a silver platter.
Precisely. But it means that you need to create content that's actually good and targeted enough to capture that attention.
So no more just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Nope. Vaynerchuk has two key frameworks for creating this kind of attention-grabbing content. They're called PACAR and SOC.
Okay, I'm all ears. Break it down for me.
PAC stands for Platforms and Culture.
So understanding the platform you're on and the culture of the people you're trying to reach?
Exactly. You need to understand the nuances of each platform, like the creative formats, features, the overall vibe, and then combine that with the deep understanding of your target audience's culture, their interests, their language.
So it's like you're learning the secret handshake to get into the party. You need to know the right moves if you want to fit in.
That's a great analogy. And once you've mastered PACOC, it's time to tackle SOC.
Which stands for?
Strategic Organic Content. This is where you put all your PAC knowledge into action. You're crafting content, specifically designed to be relevant and engaging for your target audience.
It sounds like this is where it all comes together. You're taking your knowledge of the platform and the people and you're creating something that's going to resonate with them.
Right. It's not about being everywhere. It's about being strategic and creating content that matters to the people you want to reach.
Gotcha. So how do you get that specific with your content? Does Vaynerchuk have any advice for getting that laser focused?
He does. He talks a lot about defining your cohorts.
Cohorts.
He believes narrowly defined audience segments are key. Instead of trying to reach everyone, you break down your audience into these microgroups.
Okay, so instead of trying to appeal to everyone who likes coffee, I might focus on coffee-loving moms in their 30s who live in big cities and work from home. Something like that.
Exactly. The more specific, the better. Vaynerchuk uses this great example of a guy who does card tricks.
Card tricks. Okay, I'm listening.
So this guy wanted to sell out a show in Vegas, but his online audience was mostly young men. To fill a Vegas theater, he needed to expand his reach.
I can see that. A Vegas show needs a broader audience than just young guys who are into card tricks.
Right. So Vaynerchuk challenged him to create content specifically for 40-something moms in Chicago who love musicals.
Whoa, that's a totally different demographic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it forces you to think differently, creatively. What would appeal to that group? What would make them interested in a card trick show in Vegas?
It makes you think outside the box and really get into the minds of your target audience.
Precisely. Day trading attention is all about being strategic, being relevant, and building those genuine connections.
This is fascinating. So we've got PAC and SOC and cohorts. What else does Vaynerchuk talk about?
Well, attracting attention is just the first step. He also emphasizes the importance of understanding how your content performs and using that data to inform your future strategy.
So you're not just posting and praying for the best, you're actually analyzing the results and seeing what works.
Exactly. He calls this the post-creative strategy. It's about digging into the data, not just looking at likes and views.
So you're going deeper, looking at comments, understanding the sentiment, and trying to uncover those hidden insights about your audience.
Precisely. What are people responding to? What are they asking for? What are their pain points?
It's like you're turning your content into a conversation. You're listening to what people are saying and using that to make your content even better.
Exactly. Day trading attention is about more than just creating catchy content. It's about building real connections with your audience and constantly adapting to their needs and interests. It's about being dynamic and engaged.
This is really making me rethink my whole approach to social media. So what's next? How do we put this day trading mindset into action on specific platforms?
Well, I think it would be a good idea to start with the platform that everyone's talking about these days, TikTok.
Okay, let's dive into the world of TikTok trends and see what Vaynerchuk has to say about day trading attention on that platform. All right, so TikTok. It's all about speed, right?
Yeah, you've got to grab attention fast, like really fast. Vaynerchuk says those first few seconds are everything.
Okay, so no long drawn-out intros. We need to cut to the chase. But how do you do that effectively?
Vaynerchuk says, forget those vague titles that try to appeal to everyone. On TikTok, you need to call out your target cohort right away. Like imagine a video that starts with a title card that says, "Hey, Chicago moms who love musicals."
This card trick is for you.
I love it. You're telling the viewer exactly who the video is for and why they should care.
Exactly. No more wasting time on content that's not relevant. But how do we keep up with what our audience actually wants to see? Trends change so quickly.
That's where TikTok's search function comes in. It's like a real-time window into what's hot and what's not.
Oh, so we're not just randomly scrolling through the For You page hoping for inspiration.
Nope. We're going in with a plan. Search for keywords related to your business, your industry, even your competitors. See what's trending, what videos are getting views and engagement, what sounds are popular, what creative formats are working. It's like we're doing market research, but it's actually fun.
Exactly. And once you have a feel for the landscape, it's time to experiment. TikTok rewards creators who are willing to test and iterate.
So we're not just copying what everyone else is doing. We're putting our own spin on things.
Exactly. Try different video lengths, experiment with different editing styles, play around with different sounds and effects. Think of TikTok as your content laboratory.
Okay, so we're embracing that day trading mindset, constantly adapting and evolving.
Precisely.
Hey.
Now, while TikTok thrives on that quick hit dopamine rush,